What could cause a doctor to collapse upon discovering the identity of his pregnant patient? It should be a routine situation, one that wouldn't faze him, right? Yet, this is a remarkable story you haven't heard before. This is the story of Vincent and Amber. You know how sometimes a child feels compelled to follow in a parent's footsteps, especially when that parent has had a distinguished career. That's exactly how Vincent chose his field of study in college. His father was an exceptional doctor who reached remarkable heights in his profession, well known for assisting those who struggled with hospital bills. However, this family wasn't always financially secure. They faced their share of hardships in the past. Vincent's parents married young, having been high school sweethearts, whose relationship was the envy of their peers. Many doubted their love would last, but they proved everyone wrong. At just 20 years old, Vincent's mother, Sandra, became pregnant, coinciding with the time when both parents had just gained college admission. Sandra found it challenging to balance her job and motherhood, and their financial struggles only added to the difficulties faced by this young family. Anthony, Vincent's father, had not yet begun his medical career, and the family was in a tough spot. Despite their struggles, Anthony never ceased to help others whenever he could. It was one of these acts of kindness that ultimately led him to financial stability. One night, a group of high school students, returning home after a wild night out, found themselves in a horrific accident, having been too intoxicated to drive safely. While 4 of the teenagers had bruises that didn't require serious treatment, one girl was badly injured and needed immediate surgery. It was Anthony who went the extra mile to ensure that she received everything she needed, which ultimately saved her life. What this kind doctor didn't know was that the girl came from a very wealthy and powerful family. The girl's name was Amara. She suffered severe trauma to her head and barely survived. Amara was the daughter of a Russian oil magnate, one of the oligarchs. After the girl's family learned about what Anthony had done for their daughter, they rewarded him abundantly. The Russian billionaire provided the funds for Anthony to build a hospital and acquire the best equipment money could buy. This was how Anthony's family built their wealth. The hospital was successful and ranked as the top medical center not only in their state, but in the region. It was also recognized as one of the best in the country. Vincent's father won numerous awards for the brilliant work he did. Now that they were wealthy, he could afford to put his children in the best schools. Vincent played football while he was in school and was quite popular and well-liked. He wasn't the best player, but he was good enough to make the team. After high school, Vincent had his pick of the best schools, not because of his family's influence, but because he was a very intelligent student. After gaining admission to college, the young man continued on his path of academic excellence. One day, while going to class, a lady who was rushing bumped into him, causing both of their books to fall. He helped her pick up her books and couldn't help but notice how beautiful she was. The medical student was stunned by her beauty. However, she was in a hurry. He sensed that she didn't want to engage in conversation, and trying to get her number would have been futile. Still, he blamed himself all day for not at least making a move. He wondered if he would ever see her again, but what if that was the only time he would ever see her face? Vincent made a conscious effort to always use the same route he had met her on, hoping he might come across her again and get her number. For over a month, he took the same route, but he never saw the lady again. Just when he was about to give up on ever meeting her, he got a chance to see her again on a Saturday. This time, she was in a car with another man. Vincent was thrilled to see her again, but he worried, was she in a relationship? Not long after, she got out of the car and the man driving stepped out as well. They both walked into a restaurant. The medical student thought to himself that the way they were sharing jokes, they must be in love. He got his chance to talk to the girl when the guy left the table for a few minutes. She remembered him immediately and apologized for running into him. Her name was Amber, and she didn't hesitate to give him her number. Amber was a student studying education. She always wanted to be a teacher because she believed it was the best way to serve the community. Unlike Vincent, she came from a modest family. She had 4 siblings and was the only girl. Her family had not always been able to afford a luxurious lifestyle, but they had always been comfortable. Amber and Vincent became friends, and for a while, that was all they were. They got along well and spent most of their time doing things together. She admired him for his goals and personality. The young doctor wanted to be more than friends, but he was scared of rejection, so he never shared his feelings with her. This education student never had that problem. She made the first move by kissing him, after which they started dating. In their final year of college, Vincent proposed, and of course she said yes. Things were going well for the young couple, and they both got along very well with each other's families. So much so that one of Amber's brother's kids was left with them because Vincent was good with children. So why didn't they have their own? Well, they had been trying very hard for a couple of years, even before they got married. Their parents had tried to have babies, but it just never happened. Amber was never pregnant. The couple visited a specialist and underwent various fertility tests. The test results revealed that the problem was with Vincent. He had a low sperm count, and the doctor prescribed several medications for him. However, 2 years later, nothing had changed. Vincent was depressed. He had a faithful wife who never stopped loving him, but he felt inadequate for not being able to have a baby with her. One night, he told Amber that if she wanted a divorce, he wouldn't hold it against her because it was his body that was the problem. But rather than leave him, she suggested they adopt a child. Not long after they started considering adoption, Amber began feeling unwell. She was always nauseous and realized she hadn't seen her period for about 2 months. However, she didn't tell her husband because she didn't want to give him false hope. Instead, she took a pregnancy test, which confirmed her suspicions. She was pregnant. Isn't that amazing? But rather than tell Vincent, she wanted to give him a surprise worthy of the news. She had a unique plan to make it happen. This plan involved her husband's clinic staff members. She met with them and shared her plans, and they were thrilled that she was pregnant. They were all happy to play their roles in making her plan happen. When I told his nurses that I was pregnant, they were very happy. One of the nurses, especially Vivian, who I'm very close to, became a good friend. We cried together when I told her because she knew how much we wanted this and how it was affecting our marriage. So what was Amber's plan? Vincent had a particularly stressful day at the office when he received word that a woman in distress had just been rushed to the hospital. She was in the early stages of her pregnancy, and her belly had not yet begun to show. The medical team explained her symptoms and requested a pregnancy test. When it was time to reveal the results, Vincent walked into the room and was stunned to discover that the patient was his wife. His wife was the pregnant woman. Overwhelmed with shock, Vincent collapsed. Once he regained his composure, he held his wife's belly and couldn't contain his tears. It felt like a dream. Vincent was finally going to be a father, and the thought filled him with immense joy. 7 months later, Amber gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. The couple relished their new roles as parents, and a few years later, they were blessed again with another son. Becoming a parent is undoubtedly one of life's greatest joys for those who desire a family, and there's no denying that children bring immense happiness. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you liked this story. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.